Alright, today what we're going to talk about are transformations. And there are some different types of transformations that you will learn about during this lesson in order to move coordinate points or shapes on a coordinate plane in order to make those transformations. Alright, so first, a transformation. It is a change in the position, shape, or size of the figure. So basically, it's just changing where it is, what it looks like, or how big it is. All right. Another vocab word we're going to be going over today is image. Notation used is called prime notation. A prime is the image of the point A. So a lot of times it's the new figure you get after the transformation. So basically what that means is that after you take the shape or the point and you move it, the new shape is called the image, or as we call it, A prime or B prime or figure ABC prime, okay? You just write it with this little uh, tick on there, okay? And the last vocabulary word we're going to be talking about today is a translation. Uh, and a translation is a transformation that moves each point in a figure the same distance in the same direction. All right, so basically what you can do is each of the dotted figures are images of the solid figure. So for example, if we were to describe this arrow, this would be our original. The image would be moving to the right. This one, it would be moving down. This one would be moving diagonally up to the left. All right, so that's how you would describe these particular points. All right, so knowing all those vocab words, we can actually take those and solve some of these problems. So we have graph the given point, then the image of each point after the given transformation. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we have our point A, 4, 6, and I'm just going to do this in red, okay? So we have 4, 6, so there's my point A. All right, and it's telling you to translate left 3 units and down 2 units. So we're going to go left, 1, 2, 3, and down 1, 2. All right, so that is a prime. It's the image. All right, so it moved that way. Okay? All right, do another example. So B, we have -5, 2, and that's B. Okay, and we're going to translate it right 9 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and up 1 unit. So my new image is right here, and we're going to name that B prime. All right. Um, so those are some really good examples on how to move a point. All right. Now to get into something a little bit more difficult, we're going to graph a triangle XYZ with the vertices x -6, -6, y -2, -1, and z -2, -6. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to graph this. So I have -6, -6, so that's x. I have y, which is -2, -1. All right, and I have z, which is -2, -6. Alright, so right here you would see my triangle. And our goal now is to answer these questions about it. It says graph the image of the triangle XYZ, this one right here, after a translation of up 7 units, of 7 units to the right and 4 units up. Alright, so we're going to take each of these points and we're going to regraph them 7 units to the right and 4 units up. So I'm going to take Y first because it's the top, it's a little easier. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's my new Y, my Y prime. All right, next I'm going to take my X and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to go up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my X prime. And last but not least, my Z. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is my new triangle. All right, and then you would give the coordinates of the image. So in this case, X would be 1, -2. Y would be 5, 3. And Z would be 5, -2. All right. So, this is just another example of that same type of thing with the um, triangle that we just did. This is really great practice. I would recommend, highly recommend that you do this in your notes. So you're going to graph the quadrilateral DEFG with these vertices given. It asks you to give what kind of quadrilateral it is, graph the image, and it tells you which way to translate it. And then explain how you graph the image. How did you move it? That's a really, really key part to translating it. Everyone has their own method, but knowing the way that makes it work for you is really important. Okay? All right, now I'm going to bring this idea into a word problem. So we have a map here of the United States, and it's asking if you begin at 35 latitude, okay, and 120 longitude, where would you start? Okay, so we have 35 latitude and 120 longitude. Okay, you're going to end up California. Okay, and it's asking what, so you start, you're in California, a home state, and then you're going to through transformations, you're going to end up in another state. If you were to translate, will you get to 40 degrees latitude, right here, and 80 degrees longitude. All right, and I'm going to use your and you end up in that state there. So how did you move? You actually moved up 5 degrees and over 40 degrees. Okay, so that's how it's showing it on there. Okay, all right. Um, the last part of this lesson today, I know this is long, is using arrow notation to write the rule. This is a really good way to figure out how to write this information. So we have write a rule that would move a point 3 units to the right and 5 units down. Okay. In order to do that, you would say, all right, well, I'm going from x, y, whatever point that is, and we're going up 3, or, to the right 3, positive 3, and down 5, so you're doing negative 5. Okay, so if we were to write a rule that would move a point 6 units down, my x would not change. However, my y would. We're moving down, which means we're moving along the y-axis, so you're going to subtract 6. All right, and last but not least, we have write a rule that would move a point 8 units to the left. Okay, in this case, you're just changing your x, your y stays the same, so your last part of your notation should just be y, but the x should be subtracting 8. All right, so it's just describing the moves in uh, math terms like addition and subtraction rather than just saying right, left, up, or down. All right, and the last thing I'm going to leave you with is how a translation works. So you're going to watch as our um, triangle here moves. If you notice, our triangle, which is our black triangle, our red triangle is actually moving a certain way. It's not going up or down, but it's shifting to the left. All right, and I'll leave you to figure out how many points to the left and how you would write this using that arrow notation. All right, that's all I have for you today. I know I threw a lot of information at you, but I promise we will be working on these a lot tomorrow.